This is where he went. Oh my god. What?
I don't know how you can expect to see my condition.
He can't see.
It's dark in here.
He can't see. He can't see. Welcome back to another Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood video. Today we have episode 60. So this is it. We're in the final stretch now. 5 episodes to go. I am watching them all in this session. So by the time y'all are seeing this video, I will have finished the series. But don't stress, I have a lot more Fullmetal content planned for the channel, like watching the last opening and ending. I'm going to do a top 10 moments. And if there's any other Fullmetal content you guys want me to do, I'd be more than happy to oblige. Just leave down in the comments any suggestions you have. Maybe even watching the original Fullmetal Alchemist. I would love to do that if that's something that you guys want to see. But in terms of other shows, I have asked a lot of you before, and the show that came up the most was Cowboy Bebop. So if that's something a lot of you are still interested in, again, please leave down in the comments. I've heard a lot of really good things from some close friends about Cowboy Bebop, so I would love to give it a shot. But otherwise, any other shows, I think Trigon was mentioned a lot as well. Any other shows, just leave down in the comments. I would love to maybe even do a poll about what you guys want to see next, because pretty much all of you that are subscribed to the channel right now are here for Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. So I want to cater to you guys as best that I can, because all of you have made this experience so much fun for me. This show has been absolutely fantastic. I haven't even finished it yet, and I can already see why it has been the #1 or top 2 rated anime for so long. The depth of the story has been absolutely phenomenal. The characters fantastic. The whole concept of Fullmetal Alchemist has just been superb. Like I said throughout the start of this journey, this is a show I've wanted to watch for so long, and I'm so glad I've done it this way. I know for a fact, and I have said this before as well, I would not have picked up on half the details that I have if I just watched this show casually. So in this final session, watching the show, I want to do my best to make this a memorable experience, not just as a video, but for myself, because I know this is something I'm going to be looking back on for a long time, and I want to remember what it's like experiencing the ending of this show for the first time. With that being said, it all seems like it's really about to go down. All 5 sacrifices has been assembled. Roy is the 5th sacrifice. The truth has taken his eyesight. A lot of you talking about the potential symbolism behind that, his fight with Lust talking about his eyes, even the way he was attacking Envy's eyes a little bit. And someone mentioned as well to remember what Father said about the truth. And I did refresh myself before I started this session. Father says, the arrogance of humans to try and play God, they must pay the price, lose their limbs or their ability to have children or their eyesight. So to me, that says Father is going to get what's coming to him. He's not trying to play God. He's trying to be stronger than a God. Bradley and Scar are fighting just above Father's room. So much symbolism in that fight. Bradley, I think, is on his last legs. I think we might be about to see the end of Bradley. Pride is down in Father's room as well, crumbling away a little bit. And the only other homunculus remaining outside of those two is Greed, Ling. And I feel like he's going to turn up as well. It's only fitting. If Bradley's about to go out, I think Greed and Ling need to be there. But the thing that has just encapsulated me about this show has always been the portal. It's always been the truth. These are questions that have been asked of us since the start of the show, and I'm so ready for all the answers, to finally know everything about the truth, the portal, alchemy, and everything to do with this show. A few hours from now, I'm gonna have all of it. I've theorized, I've discussed, I've spent so much time thinking about this show. I'm ready to see the end now. I'm ready just to see and react to what happens in these last 5 episodes. So with all that being said, I'm gonna get into this episode now. Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, episode 60. Okay, radio. Are we storming in?
It's just one man. He's alive. He's coming now.
Keep your hands in.
It's Brosh.
You make one wrong move and we will shoot. It's all right.
It's Brosh.
Go on and let him through. I know for a fact that
Oh, look at Ross. Oh, this pleases me. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Hug it out, hug it out. Yay.
Do you think that there's any way I could see my husband?
I think it's interesting we've gone to Mrs. Bradley right now, given Bradley's condition.
We just can't risk it. I know
You gotta
it's
keep
not
us safe.
easy, but please be patient.
Wedding ring. Eye of Heaven, Gateway of Earth. Wow.
Don't go thinking you've won just because you got us here. We aren't just gonna sit back and let you sacrifice us.
Your words will... No, none of you will be leaving.
How's this gonna happen?
Escaping is futile. You're already deep within my stomach.
Stop it.
What is
Oh.
that stuff? The spotted guy that we're after.
Is he the whole room?
Eat those things?
But May is here too.
What are you doing?
I've come a long way to talk to him. Envy told me that you're immortal.
But May still has her own agenda, right, with Xing.
You're not denying it. That's all I need. I'll handle this one, Alphonse.
Alphonse.
Not on your own. He's too powerful.
It's fine.
Alchemist. Yeah, but he's still strong.
I'll be alright. Just keep the smaller homunculus out of my way.
I don't know how I feel about this.
She makes it sound like he's the easy one to fight.
Yeah. What does that mean?
How were they able to force the Colonel through his gateway? If he can strong-arm us through the gate, why hasn't he done it before?
Because pride, I think.
Celine said it was their last resort and that they didn't have any other choice.
Yep.
I mean, it must carry some kind of risk for them.
Yeah.
We might have a shot.
Pride might be weak now. Yeah, look. Okay, here we go.
Well, look at that! We can use our alchemy!
He hasn't shut it off yet.
Ran. He didn't even try to use his shadows.
That's definitely a good sign.
Unless it's a bait.
You should behave like proper guests.
Oh. Okay, May. Well, he just absorbed it.
Give me your stone.
Maybe May could use it while it's in there. We shall, May. Okay, he just made it bigger.
I did not request your presence. And
That's Hohenheim in him, right?
leave.
Yep. Nice. Is this gonna work? I don't think so.
No, young lady. He's not actually trapped.
It's a bait. Oh shit. That's not looking good. But she's okay, right? Like, she's fine. Ooh.
What's going on around here?
No idea, sir. We
All
still
those
have-
quarter moons on the Xerxes mural.
The city's been overrun by Ishvalan terrorists. They seem
Yep.
to be attacking MP.
Haha.
Hold it.
Look at him. What's this? What is this?
We're sorry for intruding. We won't harm you. We just have a question.
Can you tell us? Is this your house here on the map?
What does that mean?
Is this the right place?
Look at all these maps. They all maps? Yep. The reverse transmutation. And the Ishvalans are doing this?
It's up to you.
Okay, Scar and Marco have been doing this perhaps.
There's something rather comforting about facing death like this, wouldn't you agree?
Okay, Bradley.
All that matters. Nothing else even seems to exist outside my pure instinct to survive. It's all meaningless. This is the only thing that's real. To fight on behalf of my own life and nothing else.
Wow.
I've never felt so complete. I guess you could say I finally arrived.
Here we go. Scar's holding up.
Don't tell me that's all you've got, is it? The only chance you have is to destroy me. Now fight, nameless human.
I think he's ready for death, is what I'm gathering from all of this. He's had enough, maybe. Ooh, that's not good. Oh, yep. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Oh, he grabbed it. Blocked it with his arm. Clutch. Oh, Jesus. Dude, they are both on death's door just about at this point. I don't want to lose Scar, man. I think we're going to lose Bradley.
You look surprised. To be honest, I'm still a little surprised myself.
He...
It goes against my beliefs.
He used alchemy. He created.
Myself, I'd never use it.
He didn't use the destruction. That's huge for Scar.
Harmony of what was at stake and what I could do. I relented and accepted my only choice.
The other arm.
Brother's circle of reconstruction.
Yep.
I've accepted both halves of alchemy.
Oh my god. Wait. He's got both. He's got both.
Humans never give up. I'll give you that much.
Okay, good. I'm here for it.
Get over there and help May.
What about Pride?
Yep, Alphonse and May.
Don't worry about him. I can handle him.
Okay, let's not get overconfident. Yeah, here we go.
If you say so.
Oh, that's illegal. Ugh.
I would rather you not keep squirming about, Hohenheim.
Let's go, Alphonse. That's clutch.
What's the matter, Pride? Your attacks are a little more half-assed than usual.
Yeah, he's weak.
Too confident. You haven't fulfilled your purpose yet, so I don't.
That means you still can't kill me, right?
Uh-huh.
Still got time to beat you into a lifeless shadow.
Really? Your stature has led you to prove your worth by always fighting those who are larger than you. You don't exactly have much experience in fighting those who are smaller than you.
Okay. Oh, shit. No, he's okay. They can't kill him.
Well, Dad, sorry if I hit you.
Okay. That's sick. Is he okay? There was a lot of blood, man.
The fact that since I've always been small, and I did the fighting. I know exactly how a rug is gonna try to win.
Okay. He's just absorbing everything.
His hands-free alchemy doesn't make for
A massive crossbow?
It appears that
Look at this eye. The eclipse is happening. Is it time? Is it time? He has them. He has them all. He has them all.
I'm done with indulging your frivolity. It's time to put you to work, my sacrifice.
How is this going to happen? Here we go. But what are the Ishvalans doing?
Please hurry. We've got to get to the center of the circle.
If you're not in the center, yep, you'll die. Just like Xerxes, man.
We'll be swallowed. Hurry!
They all knew it was going to happen. And there it is. The eclipse. Sick transition. Okay. But why an eclipse?
This planet of ours, have you ever considered the possibility that it might in fact be a life form? It would be more accurate to refer to it as a vast nervous system. How much power could one gain if they opened that system's gateway? Have you ever considered that?
The system's gateway.
And now that I have you gathered, I shall use you as sacrifices to open
The planet's gateway.
That's a pretty good plan, Pops.
Where'd he come from?
My man. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, that's...
Will finally belong to me.
There's no way. Link... Clearly, Father's fine.
I was expecting you to make an appearance. I know you too well, my son. Have you forgotten that you were born from my extracted avarice? Anything that you might happen to desire, I can assure you that I desire it.
That makes sense.
The very center of this world is right here.
Is this going to happen? On them! On them! Bro, is it actually going to happen? Is Amestris going to be sacrificed? Oh dear. Is it a shadow? What is it? Is it Father's being?
always fight for my soul! What truly magnificent energy! Now that I've obtained enough power, I will open up this planet's gateway!
Here we go. Here we go. We're in the tunnel. Oh my. It's actually happening. There it is. Holy shit, across the entirety of Amestris. Are they all, is it actually happening? It's Xerxes, man. It's Xerxes on a massive scale. Oh, I've forgotten her name, but I remember her with the leg. Bros and Rosh, Bradley's wife, everyone. Dude, all the arms, all across Amestris. Winry! Pinocchio! Still elements of comedy. What's it doing to them? Here we go. The gateway. Oh, it's a massive door! It looks like the truth. Or is this supposed to be father? Is this coming? It's father. Oh. What is this? Is this another door? From the moon or the sun? What in the world is going on?
Join me. Yes, I will no longer be bound to you.
This is what he wanted.
I'll force you down to this earth and into my mouth. You have no choice but to be absorbed.
Sun god Leto, the sun, devouring the sun, the Xerxes mural. I don't know, man. Oh. I have nothing right now. I have nothing. Give me a second. So I spend a lot of those moments where things are just happening, like this, pretty much a big part of this episode. Just thinking, like, what is going on? Like, what does this mean? I'm trying to make all these connections, but like, we're here, he's done it. Okay, I'm gonna talk about this Bradley and Scar stuff, and then very briefly the lead up to the last part of the episode, and then we'll just talk about that, because that's just where I'm at right now. So we start off with Bradley's wife, and we leave off that whole scene with a shot of, Bradley's wife's wedding ring, still on her hand. I'll go through my thought process on a lot of this stuff, because I definitely spent more time just watching and trying to be engrossed in what's going on than usually I spout out what I'm thinking a lot. But I'm thinking like Bradley's character arc is getting close to rounding out. Bradley's conversation with Scar before they started fighting again was really interesting. I didn't really react because I'm still searching for something in Bradley, I try not to get attached to wanting certain outcomes, but I really, really want this for Bradley, and it makes a lot of sense when he's paired with Scar here, the two nameless ones. Like, part of me is really hoping and searching in these interactions for both of them to maybe like find who they originally were. I guess that's more true for Bradley. Scar has chosen to leave his name behind. It really feels like Bradley is the embodiment of wrath. right now. He's talking about, being driven by nothing but the instinct to survive, just this fight, this battle, and he says, I feel like I have finally arrived, which is a really hard line, by the way. But that whole time, I'm just thinking, I'm like, how are we going somewhere with this? I'm really thinking about it and trying to go deeper into it. So that's why I didn't really react too much to a lot of that situation. Bradley says he's never felt more complete. They engage. Bradley calls Scar, the nameless human, and Bradley is clearly just about at his limit. He's throwing up blood. Scar is taking all these sword blows. He takes one through the arm, and just when you think Bradley has the upper hand on Scar, and it did take me a second to click into this, but Scar uses alchemy. He uses his other arm, his brother's construction circle, no longer the deconstruction circle that he's been known for pretty much this entire series, the alchemy side of him. Now he's used the alchemy side. He made these big spears come up and block Bradley off, right? And I didn't pick up on it immediately, but I picked up on it before Scar explained it, which is nuts. It's just further representing how far Scar has come. He said he swore he'd never use it. Alchemy was the thing that destroyed Ishval, right? And now that he's using it here, he's able to understand the big picture. Scar is talking about when he looks at the enormity of what is at stake here, right? This entire Amestris situation, what Father is doing, he's like, okay, maybe my beliefs and my desire to not use alchemy doesn't matter much here in the grand scheme of things. Like he says, he accepts his only choice. He has to use alchemy here. He has to use everything he's capable of for the big picture. If he wants to create this Amestris where things like the Ishvalan War can never happen again, he has to do this. Scar is one of the most well-written characters in this show. Phenomenal. Now here's the thing. They've been talking so much about using alchemy and alchemy together. Scar now has the ability to use both, one on each hand, right? I'm not sure if that's going to come into play. They just put so much emphasis on it before this 6-month or whatever time skip that I'm sure it's going to come into fruition at some point. If not through Scar, through Hohenheim, or possibly even Marco, I'm not sure. Speaking of Ishvalans, the Ishvalans that Scar and Marco went off and gathered during their time away are now gathering around at different points throughout Central, I believe. They're going to very specific points on a map, and we see one of the maps is a reverse transmutation circle, the alchemy circle. There is clearly a plan here to do with that. Is this part of Father's countermeasure? Is this purely a plan that Scar and Marco have based on the knowledge they've deciphered from Scar's brother's notes? Very real possibility. And it seems they're waiting for Scar, one of the Ishvalans said. And if Scar has just been swallowed up by this massive Father situation, I don't know how that's gonna happen. Very, very brief fight between May and Father, Ed and Pride. May, absolutely no match for Father. Go figure, really. She thought she had a chance because Father couldn't shut off her alchemy that she wanted to fight for Alphonse, but she gets rocked. Alphonse comes in to protect her. I love that they're still building up this May and Alphonse relationship. Izumi creates this massive crossbow, but Father's just either dodging or absorbing everything and throwing it back twice as big. Father is clearly the strongest being in this room. Pride is clearly weaker after, forcing this whole human transmutation situation with Roy. He's been crumbling away a bit. His blows aren't as strong. Yes, he still can't kill Ed, but Ed even drew attention to the fact like there must be some toll that they've had to pay to force this transmutation situation, right? Pride said it was a last resort. It's something they didn't want to have to do unless they absolutely were faced with no other choice. So that's definitely had an impact on Pride. Has it affected Wrath as well? I don't know. I think he was pretty cooked to begin with. But I love the way Ed and Pride's fight kind of pans out. Kind of Pride saying, look, you're always used to fighting people bigger than you. How are you going to go against fighting someone smaller than you? And Ed's like, look, I'm always the smaller guy. I know what you're going to do. And he kind of bests Pride in this situation. It was really cool. I really appreciated that. Father's very ominous line about there'll be no escape for you guys. You're already deep inside my belly. And he keeps talking about, this room he's in, his house and everything. Is he like somehow this entire room or this entire area? Or maybe it's some sort of metaphor like about the world, like he's about to own the world. You're deep under the ground, you're deep inside my belly. Or it's just some metaphor, you're so deep in my clutches that there's no way you're getting away from this. this. But it was really interesting, and Hawkeye and the chimeras that were still above could kind of see this like bubbling black situation, which I imagine is the massive shadow or father form that like it seems to surround a Mestress once the whole transmutation circle activates. But it was just very interesting. The eclipse draws near, right? And as soon as it's time, Father just grabs everyone. Like, it's easy. He could do it whenever he wanted. He is that much stronger than everyone in this situation. So he grabs everyone and he's ready to do it. He's ready to activate this whole transmutation circle all over Mistress. And he starts talking about like the earth, that it's a life form, a vast nervous system that's retained all of its memories since its inception. And we know Father's main goal. He wants all this power. He wants more power than a god. And he talks about later in the episode, like, I will no longer be bound by your rules and everything, like he's talking to God. And this is his whole deal. He's like, can you imagine how much information is in the earth? Like, if I open this gateway, how much power I could attain? And we know in the Xerxes mural, there's symbolism of like a lion like swallowing the sun, right? Which is a philosopher's stone. You know, like having power stronger than God, essentially, was the whole crux of that. And that seems to be what he's doing here. He's trying to absorb God and no longer be bound by that, be stronger than a god. But he has all the sacrifices. The solar eclipse is happening. He's ready to do it. But who comes in? It's greed and Ling, but it's definitely greed. And we know this. Like, he's like, I want to rule the world. He was ready to swoop in when Father activated this, jump in and steal it for himself, which is insane. You kind of forget that like Greed wanted something to do with this because of how far Greed has really come. You can see Greed has started to care for some of these characters. Even the way he reacted to Fu's death was very similar to Ling. But in that moment, and it was a very quick moment, like Greed came in, swiped down Father. You know it's not going to be that simple. And Father has, you know, a great spill about, look, you came for me. I knew you were going to show up. Any of your desires used to be mine because you were a part of me. You came from me. Makes perfect sense. But I'm like, there's no way Ling is going to let Greed do this. Ling's thing, he wants to be the Emperor of Xing. Right? There's no way he's going to let this happen, but we don't even get there because Father just dips out of the way, reforms. He still has his 5 sacrifices and his time. And he's still got this piece of paper, this parchment that he was putting the pieces on, indicating the sacrifices. It says the center of the world is right here, right? And then he activates the Amestrian transmutation circle. And the whole way it transpires is just insane. And to me, it's quite different from Xerxes in a way. But I'm pretty sure, and correct me if I'm wrong, when the Xerxes situation happened, the sacrifices were like consumed by those hands, right? And I'm pretty sure all of the Xerxean citizens were all deconstructed as well, right? By the hands. I'm pretty sure we saw images of that. I'm actually going to go back and look at that because I want to make sure. No, it's happened the same way. I've just gone back to episode 40 to see the whole Xerxes situation, and it happens the same. The Xerxean citizens, they all start like choking, they all collapse, and their bodies are still there, right? When Hohenheim comes to, after he's been made immortal, all their bodies are still there. In my head, it happens differently, but I think that's just because we've seen so many different transmutation situations of people being deconstructed and whatnot, but it happens the same way, right? There is the center of the circle where Father and Hohenheim are standing, and that is the only place where no one comes to harm. Father says the same thing here in the present when he activates the massive circle. He's like, the center is right here. This is where we've built everything around. This is the center of the circle where he activates the whole Amestrian transmutation circle. So he is in the middle of that. He is the only one. I don't know if the 5 sacrifices are close enough to him that they are also in the center. Like maybe the center of the circle is a little bit wider in circumference given the scale of the transmutation circle. But it does happen the same way. All of the Xerxean citizens' bodies remain, just their souls are gone into the Philosopher's Stones. So part of me was like, the goal is different, right? We're not opening the portal. We're not trying to be Philosopher's Stones, but is it something similar because we're trying to become stronger than God? So instead of becoming immortal and absorbing all the souls of the people of Xerxes, are we trying to absorb the power of the sun? But when that door opens over Earth, and I imagine this is the gateway of Earth, right? It opens up. Father comes out of it in this massive form. Is that because he has all of the souls? Is it just from the sacrifices? Is it from everyone in Mistress? But he comes up, he's looking at the solar eclipse, another door opens, a big eye, and he starts like pulling in the hands that are coming out, and then there's a massive explosion. Was it too much for him? I don't know. We're gonna find out. But he was screaming. It's just, oh, my head is everywhere right now. I am way too caffeinated for this right now. But then it's like, what happens to the sacrifices? Are they okay? Have they been transported into the portal? And then I'm thinking, Hohenheim said something like, maybe we can return the souls of the people inside Father and potentially himself as well. Where are their bodies? Were they just left in Xerxes just to decompose? Did they go into like a portal or something afterwards? I don't think that's the case. I could ramble on about this and just list things off that are possibilities forever, but I think I'm just at a point where I need to go and watch the next episode. Overall, I feel really good about that. Fantastic episode. It's happened. The transmutation circle has been activated, and it's nothing like what I was expecting. I don't know what I was expecting, but all these doorways opening, and we're like, is this about Leto, the sun god Leto? Is it the sun? Is it the moon? I don't even know. I need to go and watch the next episode. So I'm going to leave this one here before I go insane. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, please feel free to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate it. And as always, continue leaving your comments and feedback down below. Really going to enjoy discussing all of these episodes. But that's going to do it for this one. We'll see you all in the next episode of Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood.